Hey guys, Big John back in Alaska. Yeah, we are going to be trying to save you guys some time. I tried looking all over online to figure out exactly how to fix this problem because I did the absolute newest guy mistake and I installed these hood pins. What a mess, because after I got the hood pins installed, I forgot to put in some springs or a way to lift the hood. So my hood was stuck. I had to get out here with a pry bar and try to figure out how to get the hood up, and it was stuck because I didn't cut a hole big enough and everything was, yeah, anyways, long story short, let's get right on into this. I'm going to show you exactly how to build these springs out of previous stock that's inside the vehicle. Now, okay, before we get started, these are all the tools we're going to need. This is just a previous washer from where the old hood spring is. There's a bunch of them. Save these. Put these in your Jeep pile. Put them in your glove box. You're going to need these sometime, maybe even on the trail. I do have just one regular screw. I'll explain that here in a minute. A 10mm socket with an extension. Doesn't matter. It's just as long as it can fit down inside the spring. That's all that matters. And a Dremel tool to do the cutting. And we'll go to the vehicle. So, okay, these springs get repurposed because before they were mounted like right here where the hood pin is. So you take these things out, but the problem is to get these things out, you have to cut this piece here, and I'll show you the process on how to do that. Now, the finished product is going to look something just like this, and we're going to have this washer. It runs through here. There's a little trick to getting that bolt down through there, but we're going to reuse this washer. And that way, when the hood comes down, it's got some sort of spring. That way it comes up off of here, because my hood was stuck right in this corner. That side was just fine. I was able to get some pry bars underneath there. I had to work my way over, and let's go. Okay, the hardest part of this is going to be trying to compress this spring. But once you get this spring compressed, and you can do it by hand or you can do it with a pair of channel locks, but you just push it down far enough that you can get a screw or a bolt in that hole right there. And I found for me that it's just easier to use a pair of large channel locks. Just put them on here. And then you can squeeze that all the way shut. And it's gonna look something like that right there. And you just take your bolt, slide it in the hole, and let go. And now we can work on this piece right here. And all we need is the Dremel tool. And we're just gonna cut that piece right off just so we can get right out through there. If you want, you can cut off these two tabs right here. Choice is yours. Doesn't matter. Just cut this off. The spring will release, and then you'll be able to reuse the spring again. There we go. Everything's cut off. All we got to do is recompress the spring just enough to get the screw out, and then everything should be free. Just like that, we have a spring. Now all we're going to do is we're going to take this washer right here and we're going to go over the second one right there, and then we're going to feed the bolt through. And there's a little trick to doing that because gravity, and most people don't have a magnet on hand. So I'll show you exactly how I get this set up. Okay, the location we're going to is going to be this one right here. So we got our stud, we got one location here, and then we already have this one pre-loosened. And it's a pretty simple process. Okay, you're going to need your ratchet driver with an extension on it and a 10mm socket. We're going to get the nut started right there. Everything will make sense here in just a second. So when you take your spring, you get it all set up and ready to go. Because I tried fighting this before the other way, it didn't work out too well. And the easiest way to get this to work is to just use gravity in your favor and just feed the socket up through. And that way you can get it right on there and start installing it on the Jeep. Now, if you don't like how crooked it is, you can bend it, but over time it's going to sink right in there. Should be just fine. Now let's test it. we go. Now if you want to adjust these hood pins down a little bit further, that's up to you, or you can put a rubber bushing in here underneath if you'd like. Easy peasy. All right, I hope that helped somebody, and be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel. You never know what I'm going to talk about next.